remind you an important thing. You all need to know what is Commerce with Mac. Commerce with Mac is a YouTube channel which educates students in national curriculum, Cambridge curriculum, as well as for subjects like accounting, economics, business studies. I used to teach in this platform. I also educate students on career guidance. I educate them on finding proper jobs and also planning to upload more videos which will make their life more successful. So anyway, with today's target, few things I want to say in this video. I have reached 1900 plus subscribers. Thanks a lot, my dear subscribers, for believing me and always being with me in my hard times and always giving me a support to grow this much in YouTube platform. So in my life, for all these 1900 subscribers, for the last 2 years, this YouTube platform has made a lot of change and impact. So today I'm going this live because I want to reach 2000 subscribers list, and I want you guys to support it through hitting the subscribe button. First of all, let me start with the statistics. In my YouTube, there are only 11% of subscribers who have subscribed the entire channel, which means 1900 is representing 11%. So almost 89% of people who watches the video have not subscribed it yet. If you are one of that viewer, I request you all kindly please subscribe so we can put more contents and educate you on the things what you really need. So now today I'm going to speak 5 books which will make you rich, and trust me, these 2 years actually I have come to this point of life to become a successful point by just following these 5 books. Trust me guys, you need to trust this process, and I'm going to take a lot of time explaining. Or maybe if I reach 2000 subscribers, you can, I'm seeing in my computer that how much of subscribers are increasing every minute, it is visible. So based on that, I will decide to go ahead and finish the session very fast, or maybe a bit earlier. So the first book today I'm going to speak is this book. So this is we are going to speak about practical steps to think and grow rich. So this is one of the best books I always will suggest and always want every person to read. Napoleon Hill is an author who have mastered in having meetings with people who have succeeded by that era 100 years back. He went for many people and he wrote this book by by their experience, by reviewing how actually you can apply the knowledge. This person is a real author. If you really wanted to become rich, the first book I will ever suggest is Think and Grow Rich. So this is a book, actually this book speaks about a lot of things. I'll go one by one content. So in this book you can see there are few contents which you will love to learn. The first one speaks about, you can see here, yeah, the contents. So the first one speaks about harness the power of thought. Second one, know and improve yourself. Third one, out with the 6 ghosts of fear. Fourth, eliminate negative thinking, the 7th basic evil. Fifth, content a burning desire. Sixth, stamp positive impressions on your subconscious. Step 7 says about control your own thoughts with auto-suggestion. Your imagination speaks about step 9. Step 10, develop. Step 11, crack the mystery of sex transmutation. Step 12, empower your brain, mental, telepathy and clairvoyance. And then step 13, tap the power of the mastermind. Step 14, settle on a plan. And step 15 says put specialized knowledge to work for you. Step 16, be decisive. Step 17, be persistent. Okay, now there are 17 contents in this book, and whenever I read these particular points, you would have understood that Think and Grow Rich is an absolute, immense, satisfying book, which you will know how the brain and the mind actually work. In this book, you will learn how to utilize your time, how to make yourself more focused on what you really want to achieve. You need to come out of the fear. The basic things which I really love in this book, they are breaking the fear. And Napoleon Hill says that what you fear the most, you need to do that always. That's what we say. What you fear the most, you should always do it. That's what Napoleon Hill has said in this book. So if you fear of doing something, maybe starting a business, maybe doing something on your own, maybe speaking to an audience, then of course you need to start doing it. People will not follow you because you have a knowledge. It doesn't mean that you can do some, you are rich, people will follow you. People will follow you because if you are a good leader and a person who can actually make changes on the directions or decisions you are taking. So now moving on to the topic, I wanted to speak about Think and Grow Rich. Few things which in this book what I have learned is improving yourself is one of the important thing. How do we improve ourselves before we make a change is something which he speaks in this book. So this book also says that a term, the secret review. Actually, when you read, first of all, you need to know who you are, why you are in this world, what is your scope, what's your purpose, and how do you make a successful business. How do you believe yourself when others are nagging and saying that you can't do it. How you say, how you need to make yourself that you can do it. Good example of like Thomas Alva Edison's and Dale Carnegie is the world's richest. I mean, Andrew Carnegie is the guy who was the richest billionaire by that era, has also been spoken in this book. So now Napoleon Hill not only speaks about different people who have achieved a lot in their lifestyle. Napoleon Hill also says that how do we control our mind, because mind is something which we always need to be concerned of. Many people they don't know how they are using their time, so utilizing your time is very important. Your life is going to be lived once, right? So people will always say that it's one life, we should enjoy as maximum as possible. So what Napoleon Hill says that you can enjoy your life as you want, but schedule your life and enjoy it in that way. Focus, don't misuse your passion and your profession. Profession, follow it. Passion, do it. So these type of variations of acknowledgements is given in this book. The best thing of this book, which is Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, main thing is about mastering the mindset. So how do we master the mind? If you are going to take a decision, how subconscious memory power is taking something. For example, the best part of this book, it says that in this book, the Think and Grow Rich owner is saying, Napoleon Hill is saying that if you give something to your brain to practice, if you say the dark is something bad, if you say thief might kill you, if you put something to your head, exams are hard, then of course subconscious memory power will remember it. So whenever you are going to do an exam, you have programmed your when you give some sort of programming to your conscious mindset sends a message to your subconscious and stores it. So subconscious memory power is where you are storing the things in your mind. So you should be always careful when you're giving a decision, or when you take a decision on your conscious, it goes and saves in your subconscious. So the moment it becomes subconscious, what happens? People will lose what they really wanted to do. So you need to understand one particular thing. It can be a conscious memory power. You need to well train your conscious memory power. If you want to do something, you need to believe yourself. So self confidence is also spoken deeply in this particular parts. Okay. So now in this book, as I said, yeah, as I said in this book, not only this subconscious memory power, another topic I want to discuss. I have read this a long time back, but I can remember certain contents out of it. So I'm taking few out of that, and then you need to work from it. And I can remember the best part of this living in imagination. This is what Napoleon Hill says, that he remembers when he goes to a dining table, he closes his eyes and remembers his best people around him. Maybe uh, you know maybe the person he loves the most, he will think it should be Thomas Alva Edison, Andrew Carnegie, Dale Carnegie. So he remembers certain people who should come in front of their eyes, and then he speak to them in his imagination, and he takes decision. So it says that the best powerful decision is about imagining things. Like you can do some certain things, but then you need to imagine. Without imagination, you can't lead to the succession. So you need to remember to imagine. Giving a self time is very important in this book. So as I said, I'm being on this live until we reach 2000 subscribers. we have achieved 1925 subscribers. Thanks a lot guys being subscribed. You guys are watching the video and subscribing it. Even one or two is increasing the platform's part. Let me remind you, Commerce with Mac is taking these YouTube monetized money and providing it to the students who are not affordable to study. That's the main purpose of this channel. I'm earning differently from my business, but this platform is to earn money out of this platform and give to students. Most of like in Sri Lankan market, most of the students are finding it very difficult to study due to the recent inflation in the country. So what I feel like, for all these 2 years of hard work I've been teaching for students, you can go and see my platform. Free education I'm giving from my side as much as possible for them too. But there are students who even can't buy a data card, so your subscribing part can actually help them to succeed more in their life, because every subscribing part you are doing is going to make a person to study in future. So moving on to the topic, we want to speak under Think and Grow Rich. We have one more particular thing I wanted to say is about believing yourself. The basic thing which people doesn't do is about believing themselves. Like if you believe yourself in doing something, then of course you might achieve. Don't do what others are doing. That's what Napoleon Hill says, that if you have a mindset that you can do things in a better way, if you have some scope of intuition that you can do it in a better way, then of course you need to believe it and start doing it. There are a lot of people you might go through in your life that they will say, I would have done this thing, I would have done this that thing, but they will never do the things because they are fear of failures. So you will see a lot of cowards in your life who will always say that this company is best, that company is best, I've been in this company for this much number of years. If you really want to do something in your life is once you live, and you need to take decisions, most of probably which will make you scared. You might lose everything what you have, you might come to road, losing all the resource what you have, but just believe it and do and follow your passion. That's one of the best thing which I have read from this book. Not only moving on to the point. Give me a second guys, let me see how much of subscribers we have increased now. It has increased to, yeah, so one more subscribers has increased, 1925. So thank you for subscribing the channel and giving your support from your side. Then moving on to the point, controlling your own thoughts is one of the other thing which I wanted to say. You need to be very patient when you're doing something. Nothing comes very faster, so you need to believe that your thoughts and your mind is always in control. Then only of course you can succeed the point what you really wanted to. Then the next thing I want to speak about this book is developing a burning desire. How fast you can create your ambitions, how fast you can follow your goals, strategies is also a part of this book. Now when I speak about this book, I can speak a lot of things, and then the main part I want to remind you one thing: if you really want to be successful, be persistent in doing something. Now you can ask me, I started this YouTube channel 2 years back. When I started this YouTube channel, of course, I didn't reach the point. Yeah, give me a second, guys. So, of course, this is the book which I'm speaking now. Think and Grow Rich. I really wanted to be successful in life, uh, to do something in a rich way. I started my own institution 3 years back. So I was fear of losing my job. When I lost my job for the first time, I don't know what to do. So I read this book. Actually, this book actually changed. I was really disappointed to working for a fixed salary. Coming home, you don't have time with your family. Then of course I read this book. This book actually changed the way I think. This gave a initial a message to my subconscious memory that you need to start something on your own, then believe on a system. So I started creating a system, an institution on my own, started working on that institution, and today the institution has grown and it is earning millions of money. So moving on to the point, I want to say, you all remember one thing: Think and Grow Rich is a book you all need to read. It's not you can't say, if you ask me, is it an essential thing if you wanted to become rich? Of course. You ask all the rich people, they would have at least read this book at least once in their lifetime, because they know the powerful thing. What I suggest you become any successful in your life, whatever the point you wanted to, you just need to read this book again and again for you to make successful to the point you want. Okay, let me remind you again. Today, this video live, I'm going to reach the YouTube point of 2000 subscribers. Let me see, I'm loading it, how much we have achieved. If you haven't subscribed the channel, go and subscribe, because Commerce with Mac is trying to educate many students around the country at free cost, and your subscription can help me out to reach those crowd. One more thing I want to say out of this book, the best thing he is taking, a good example is the McDonald business, which he is speaking on this book. How McDonald business became very successful to the worldwide is deeper spoken in this book, and how Thomas Alva Edison took his career pathway and how did he succeed was also written in this book. A good example I can say from this book, when Thomas Alva Edison wanted to succeed, when he went to school at a small age, he was considered as, today if we say, we consider them as ADHD. He is a child who is very hyper in class, so the teacher has written a letter to their mother saying that you need to hand to Thomas Alva Edison, that you need to hand it over to your mother. So when Thomas brought the letter to their mother, mother read the letter and didn't say anything. She kept quiet, and Thomas asked, "Why, mom? Don't my school teachers like me?" Then the mother said, "No, you are too much knowledgeable to the school to bear, so I might teach you what I know." From those knowledge he got from his parents, he became one of the greatest scientists by that era. But after some time, when he read the letter consisted saying that Thomas Alva Edison is not a person who wanted to go to school. He has different schools, so you need to go and put there. But the way how the way the message was given by a mother actually changed his lifestyle. So every message you are giving to someone, every message you are passing by your actions is very important, because that can decide someone's future. So this is the book which I've been speaking almost 17 to 18 minutes, and we have got 2 subscribers, almost 18 minutes I have spoken. Thanks a lot, keep subscribing. I'll be quitting this. No, we have a lot of books behind. I'm a book reader. The reason I am succeeding day by day, because I read a lot of books. I love books, and if you ask me that how much of hours I waste in books, of course it can't be a waste, it's an investment, I consider. So I actually spend a lot of time in reading a lot of books. Okay, so let's move on to the second book today. Is the book I want to speak. This is the book called Hooked. This is written by an author called Nir Eyal, or Eyal, however you pronounce it. How to build habit forming products. So when you are selling a product to the market, what makes people to buy a product? So when I say hooked, okay, I'll remind you one particular thing. If you are going to if you are going to catch a fish, you have a hook. You have seen this hook, so you put the hook and you catch a fish. So you catch the fish and you come and you start selling it in the market. Remember, if you are a fisherman, you should only know to put the correct hook to get the correct fish. Then only you can catch the correct fish. And getting the correct audience is explained through this hook under the book Hook. So the best example I gave you is to understand this author is giving you, if you really wanted to focus on particular customer, then of course you need to have the correct hook to get that customer into your business. And the best part of this book I really love, he is using a lot of today's ideas in this book. You can see the top search engines. He's speaking about the Google advertisement. Few things which I really love on this book. He's speaking about a lot of trending particular parts in today's concerns. And you can see, let me start with the contents in this book. Okay, so now there are few things which we need to see from this book. You can see it is starting with trigger, action, then we have, you can see, action, so we have variable reward, then we have investment, what are you going to do with this. Then, so what are we understanding from this entire book is about how much habit forming products we can make and how we can sell to the customer. I'm seeing the level of subscribers on our list on this live to know how much we have achieved on our targets. So as I don't have my lap got shut down, I'm downloading YouTube Studio in this. Okay, to know how much we have reached. So in this habit forming products, when we are selling for customers, how do we retain them is one of the important thing what I learned from this business. Giving more services is not what customers want. Giving one service properly is what customers want. And if they really wanted to purchase your product, how do you want to trigger them and make them into action? You can't just go and ask them to purchase the product as it is. You all need to remember one particular thing. If you sell a product, you should be able to persuade them. So what ways you are persuading, what rewards they are getting. Certain companies, like if you take Sri Lankan companies in garments, they give rewards when you purchase dresses. When you purchase clothes, you get a lot of reward. So why do they give rewards to people? Because they wanted to keep you much active with them. That's their main intention. Okay, so if you get a lot of reward, what you might do from the reward, you might be happy with the reward. So customers feel very happy when they purchase the product, so that's something which they always feel. And not only that, these customers will bring more customers into the product, and they will be start selling the products in a very easy manner. As I remember, these are things which I have learned from this book, but a few things which I want to say is about these triggers. When I speak about triggers, there are three triggers I want to say from this book: paid triggers, earned triggers, and relationship triggers, which I feel like you all need to know about these things if you are reading this book. So paid triggers is about you are making some sort of investments to get the customers into your hook. For example, Facebook, Instagram, social media platforms you're using to keep them active, that you are trying to get their attention into your product. Earn triggers is completely different. You are getting the attention, and because you got the attention of the customers, they keep on repetitively moving on to your business. And then the third thing is what we say relationship triggers. The more you have bond between them, the more you can sell the products towards customers. The best thing of this book is about giving advertisement ideas. You can see here the pictures and the advertisement ideas is making people to purchase the product. So by reading this book, actually you will have a entire ideas flowing into the market. And in this book, one more thing I understood, that if you're going to sell any product, always remember to cater your product based on the market you are catering. Now for example, if you are a niche market, if you are targeting a certain specific customers, you should be able to keep them in three different moderate ways, which I read from this book. So one, maybe you target a moderate level of income earners, maybe middle income earners, and premium income earners. The same way these aeroplane flights used to do, like Kingfisher, Qatar Airways, they used to do this way. So they used to divide premium suit people differently, moderate income people differently, and rich people differently. Why do they have different type of people in different platforms? Because they know that people who are able to afford to pay more, they will always pay more. So when you have a customer base, it can be your shop, it can be your business what you're going to start. Always remember to give a certain area for premier customers, because premier customers can make your business living than the moderate customers who might be in high quantities. So always remember, every business you start, try to give some preference to the premier customers. That's what I have learned from this book, Hook. And also the good thing from this book, Hook, I learned that SEO, search engines, how do we increase the search engine optimization, how do we get website traffics to the website you are really working on. A lot of companies advertisements has been given on this platform. Let me check how many subscribers we have achieved today. Moving on to the, it's still the same, 1925. No worries, with the intention of doing good for the society, we'll still hold on the line, and we'll do ahead. We'll try our best to make this life successful. If not, no worries, we don't give up, we will start again on the next slide. So anyway, so moving on to the thing I want to speak, the third book which we are going to start today is Chris Gilbert, one of my best author, which I have read, $100 Startup. You can even start up a business with $100 dollars. So in this book you can say, you can read this quote: fire your boss, do what you love, and work better to live more. No one loves to fire their boss. Everyone wants to keep their job on their heads, and no one likes to put anyone down. No, always they wanted to keep their self safe. That's the biggest problem everyone are doing today. So this is an author who travels around the world, and one of his best book I have read. He has written a few books, like two or three, but I have read only two books of him. So in this $100 startup, there are few contents which you are going to speak about. The first one is about unexpected entrepreneurs. Second is about taking to the streets. Then third, you can see leverage and next steps. And then fourth one we have, yeah. So these are the three things which we will be speaking on this book. If I take $100 startup, every businessman can become successful with an initial small startup. But how do we become successful? By initially setting up at a lower cost. Because this book is speaking about you can still be successful by just having $100. Many people have ideas, but to start that idea, you don't want big investments. You just need to have your idea with a small initial cost. Maybe, for example, if you wanted to make your own website, the domain not might cost, it might not cost even two, maybe the domain costs around $15. So you buy your domain, develop your own website. You don't want to develop by giving a big web developer. Maybe a person who is learning to develop, you can give that person to develop your website. Initially you can get some sales, then of course you can start building your network in a greater scale manner. Remember one thing, if you in this book you will learn something, which the author is saying, that if you really love to do something on your own, follow your passion. It doesn't matter how many problems you go through. If you just follow your passion, you will reach the point what you really wanted to. As I remind you again, this is a pathway of today I'm doing this program to teach you how to become rich, to increase the subscribers from 1920 to 2000. We have reached 1925 now, and we are still reaching it. If you haven't subscribed the channel, subscribe the channel, so we might feed the students who needed to study education at a free cost. Moving on to the topic we want to discuss, $100 startup is not only states from that point. It says that if you really wanted to start something on your own, if you have a small investment, then how do we make the investment in the right way? Now you will have a lot of ideas coming into it, and you don't know where to start it, how to start it. Remember, first thing he says that if you have something to start in your own, first write it in a paper. What is your target? What is your goal? What is your mission? What is your objective? So after writing the target, practically ask this question: can I achieve this type of targets in realistic manner? And if you start working for it, trust me, your goals will be set. If you are living without a goals, now if you go for a company, someone is deciding how much of goals we need to achieve. If you go for a organization, someone is saying how much of results we need to actually score. Okay, so people have different way of that. Someone will always say something, and we are so much concerned. So here in this book you are not saying about someone, and here you are saying about how you can make the business successful. And the best thing in this book I have learned, taking to the streets. How do you take your business to the streets, and how you can sell your business to customers? What ways you can keep your people, you know and best part of this book, I want to share this chart. You can see this chart. Are you getting any view out of this chart? So it says that you are an entrepreneur. If you wanted to be an entrepreneur, you need to be very free from the things what you are doing, and how to do better work, blueprint, creative living, crafting a legacy, how you achieve it. So remember one particular thing, whatever the things you're gonna achieve in your life, always remember this question called how. If you do not have this question how, of course you can't succeed in a way you wanted to. Anyway, so that's how $100 startup works. And when you make money, what I say, from any business you start, don't become over happy until you reach your break even point. There are a lot of businesses collapses even without achieving break even point. But I feel from not only this book, any book which you are starting, this is an initial book. If you have a less investment, any person who has a less investment want to do good living, they should read this book, because this will speak about a lot of models and the way they are selling towards customers. These charts actually can drive you in the way you are thinking. So that's what I always suggest all my uh, readers or my subscribers to know things when you wanted to become rich. So I have spoken about 3 books now, starting with Think and Grow Rich, Hooked, and $100 Startup. So what is the 4th book? And let's see the number of count we have increased. It's still the same, 1925 subscribers. So reminding again, Commerce with Mac is a YouTube channel focusing on aiming to educate children in Sri Lanka in a greater scale at a free cost. So we need a lot of subscribers helping out. When you subscribe, then of course we can feed the ones who are not feeling a support on their education. So moving on to the next part, I'm going to speak today is about the 80-20 principle, written by the author Richard Koch. One of the best principle which I want to say, this is actually this principle was made by it was earlier developed Pareto principle. This is known as the Pareto principle. Then it was developed by this person Richard Koch. That secret to achieving with more with less. What I want to suggest from this book is about every business will rely of increasing the level of market by focusing on 20% of customers. So if you really wanted to achieve what you really wanted, then of course you need to succeed by believing that the 20% of customers will bring 80% of revenue. Every business is focused on this 80% of revenue customers. So if you can give this 20% of people 80% of revenue who is giving, if you can give concentration, then most of the business will not go down. Not only in that way, if you put 80% of effort on 20% of things, then of course you can achieve 80% of things without 20%, with just 20% of effort. So the problem is many people doesn't know for what they need to give time and for what not they need to give time. If you run a business, you need to know in your 100% of work, 80% of work relies on which particular part. So that particular part only you should start working on. So the way you are seeing the concept 80 to 20 Pareto principles of Richard Koch says that the way you are seeing the mindset, the way you are understanding the business, the way you are developing the analysis will actually change if you really read this book. This book is very good if you really want to create a good client relationship and always make your client to come again to the business to start in a greater scale. Yeah, it's one of the awesome book which I have read, and they have taken a lot of examples out of this book. And the best thing is this charts he represents in this book how they are taking the revenues of the department and how they should concentrate on the 20% of the business department. So if you read this book, you will always concentrate. Okay, every business is relied on 20% of 20% of product, which is giving 80% of sales. Not only a small business, a big, long, diversified business also does this. Now, if you take companies like Nestle, companies like Unilever, they also have certain products which will give the maximum revenue, and they will focus on the products which will give them maximum revenue than the products which won't give them the maximum revenue. So, for example, if you have a lot of items like silver, metals, golds in your shop, you will always know if I compare silver and gold, gold will give you 20% of quantity but might give 80% of value. So you need to sell gold rather than silver. That's what I'm trying to say. If you are doing a business, always focus on the 80% of people, 20% of people who will bring you 80% of revenue. Last but not least, on this live, I'm going to end up with another book, The One Thing. So we started with this live with the aim to reach of subscribers of 1925. It's going to be the same. So we started this live with the aim of reaching 2000 subscribers. Somehow we have reached 1925. Thanks a lot. Keep subscribing the channel so you learn a lot of things with me. So starting with the first thing, I want to remind you, we are going to learn the book The One Thing. This is the last thing which I want to say. The one thing, the last thing. Which one thing you need to focus on to bring more products. Or in this book, the author is saying the best part: you can't focus in many things. You can only focus at one time, one thing, and finish that one thing, because that one thing can bring many things to your business. So every business have one thing which makes the business moving on. If you are doing a business, you need to know what one thing is making your business going on. You take Starbucks, they might have one product which makes more revenue. You take Nestle, they might have one tremendous product which will give them more sales. If you take iPhone, Mac, they'll have one product which gives them the highest profit. So they all focus on that one thing instead of the other, because if they focus on that one thing, then of course others can be succeeding. The best thing of this book, you can see the way they are starting it. It says that if you chase the rabbit, if you chase two rabbits, okay, you will not catch either one. So you can't, if you go behind two rabbits, you can't catch even one. That is what the one thing book is saying. And then it also says that the funniest thing is about, like, people whoever multitasking, the author is saying it's a lie. You can't never be successful by multitasking. You should have a balanced life. Big is bad. You should not think so much big. First of all, focus on the small things. Then of course you can achieve the bigger things. The best thing is like live with purpose, live with priority, live for productivity. Uh, then the journey, the fourth use. He also has a chapter called fourth use. What actually makes our life successful and what makes our life not successful. So the way he has written this book is actually engaging all in the book, so you can see the fourth use. So he has said the fourth use as inability to say no, fear of chaos, poor health habits, environment doesn't support your goals. So inability to say no, which means if you have a plan, if someone is ruining your time, say them no. If you have some other work, don't put any other works when you are doing a particular thing. So the one thing is saying that the fourth use is focused on people are so concerned of saying no. If someone asks, you give your time without saying no. Always say no and don't worry to say no. When you say no, you won't lose anything else. The second thing, fear of chaos, says that if you are going to go through a problem, you are so concerned, you are so feared, and that's also another reason we don't succeed. The third thing, poor health habits. People think that the mentality of people is like, if we be rich, we can maintain our body. So remember, in this book, he is saying, the author is saying, you don't want to be rich to keep your body healthy. Keep your body healthy, then of course the mind will make you rich, and it will always focus on taking towards the point you want to reach. Environment doesn't support your goals. So don't blame always the environment, the political environment, the legal environment, the technological environment. Start accepting the things around you. So that is where you can actually succeed when what you really wanted to keep things focused on. So anyway, so we spoke about few things, and what I also want to finish one more thing in this book. I want to share one more chart from this book, which might be important to you. Okay, one of the important thing is about time blocking. You can see here, how do you schedule your timetable, and whatever is and the best thing is you need to have a vacation on your timings. You don't have a vacation, then of course you can't achieve what you really wanted to. So now in this one thing, I always said that you need to focus on that one particular thing rather than focusing on many things, because if you focus on that one thing, then of course you can complete that one thing, and of course bring more success into your business, into your life, into the passions you want to do. But finish that one thing what you have started. Don't stop it. Why many people doesn't succeed today? They start and they have another thing to do, and they have another thing to do. They keep on jumping here and there. Finally they don't succeed. They say that this business is not that good, this company is not that good, this investment is not that good. You invest in one, you fail big, learn from it. Again invest, fail big, learn from it. But that do that one thing for a continuous number of years, of course you can succeed. So as I have given you the 5 books on this video today, if you have not watched the entire thing, go and watch it fully. This will be very helpful. These are the 5 books which I spoke. Again, let me remind you: Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book. Then I spoke about hook, how you can pick your customers with a hook. And then I spoke about $100 startups, so how you can start up your business with just $100. And then we spoke about 80-20 principle, the mindset we have when we keep customers. And then finally, the one thing which you all need to know. So these are the 5 books which I really want you guys to read it. If you all have a time, what I suggested, if you all have a time, buy these 5 books. If you find it difficult to buy these 5 books, let me give you a site to download these 5 books. Okay, the site's description is below the video on this live. I would be putting the description of that site. Go and download these books, start reading now. Keep an aim, maybe in a year of time, maybe in 1 month of time, you want to read these 5 books, and comment on the comment section how these 5 books actually change. I made a system only relying on this 5 book. There are a lot of books which I can say, even Robin Sharma's book, and I can speak about that is family oriented book. This is money oriented book. So these 5 books actually change your lifestyle. So in this life's main purpose was to take the channel from 1920 to 2000 subscribers. We have achieved 1925. We got 5 subscribers out of this video. Thank you for supporting subscribers. Keep supporting. If you haven't subscribed the channel, subscribe now, because Commerce with Max intention, you will see it in future. Every monetization resource we get, we are providing it to the people who really require, and our main scope is to educate people in a free cost basis. So if you all really like this video, comment, like, share to your known contacts. Let me come up with the other books behind, and also I have started reading this book recently. I'll be suggesting on the next video how this books actually is giving you. So Unshakable's review will be completely given one by one, 1.1. I'll be speaking about this book in detail on my next book review on a live video by this time. So most probably in a week of time, which is next Monday, midnight 12, I'll be reviewing this book according to Sri Lankan time. So thank you for subscribing the channel. Thank you for being with me all through this time. Have a nice day. If you all feel like you want more videos on books and reviews, please comment, because you can see these are the books I have. Like, these are also books which I have planned to review in future. So like, I have a lot of books to review in future, but then I just want to make sure that we reach the target of 2000 subscribers. In my entire playlist, only 11% of people have subscribed. So that's one of the saddest thing when you're doing a platform. So almost 88% of people haven't subscribed the channel. Make it a successful one. With you all, I can reach the sky, but I need your support to reach to that point. Thank you, and keep subscribing, keep following. I have in my links, in this links description, video of this videos description, I have put the Facebook, Instagram, and also my TikTok account, where you can learn things in a better way than what you are learning in YouTube platform. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. We'll end up with the video and come up with a new content on the next live.